Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry I've been out of action for a little while. I've been so busy with work, it's just been absolutely crazy, and I've been doing a lot of jobs where I couldn't really do some filming. I've been working in this huge mansion the last couple of weeks, installing Cat6 data network and doing some smart lighting, so it's been quite interesting, and I'll do a video and talk about that and share a few little clips of what I've been up to. But today I wanted to talk about shockingly dangerous electrical installations. Have you ever come across any in your work where you come and see something and you just think, what on earth was the person thinking who installed this? It's either just a complete mess, or it's just like loose connections, or it's just plain dangerous. Well, I decided to do a little survey on Twitter lately, and the response has just been insane. So I sent a message out to all my Twitter followers. There's quite a big community of electricians on Twitter who like to share pictures of their work and stuff like that. And I sent a message out, hey guys, can you help me out? Send me in some of your pictures of dangerous electrical installations, and I'll make a YouTube video about them. So today's video is 10 shockingly dangerous electrical installations that have been shared with me by people on Twitter, and I did literally get hundreds of these, so I've had to filter it right down. And if you like this video, smash that like button, show the YouTube algorithm that you love this video, and then I'll be certain to make some more follow-up videos and maybe make this some kind of series or something. Let me know in the comments what you think. But before we get into the video, today's video is sponsored by Amazon Prime Video. There's a link in the description there where you can get a free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime Video. And I'd just like to ask, please, if you follow that link, it really helps out our channel. Set up a free subscription. You don't have to pay at the end of the subscription, you can just cancel it. But it helps the channel out and supports me doing what I'm doing here. So let's get into the video with number 1 of 10 dangerous electrical pictures.
So here's number 1, and this is from Adrian Davey. Thanks, Adrian, for sending me this. Now, what I could not believe it when I saw this. It just totally took me by surprise. It's just a complete joke. Basically, it's an RCD. Looks like it's been installed as a main switch somewhere, maybe in a meter box, and for some reason they've tried to override it by pulling the outgoing tails out of the bottom and instead just dabbing them in on the terminals at the top, basically so that the RCD doesn't trip anymore. But you can see that obviously there's no mechanical connection there really, it's just been pushed in, so it's been sparking and overheating, and those tails have got absolutely baking hot. Plus they've had to obviously take the cover off in order to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a farm or something like that. This is a typical kind of scenario where you might find this. Maybe Adrian, if you're watching, you can let us know where you saw this particular incident, but it's just absolutely shocking. Whoever did this really deserves to, well, they deserve a slap, but more than a slap really. They deserve to go to jail, I think, because it's just so dangerous. It could have caused a fire. You've got probably 50, 60 amps going through this at any one time, and the amount of heat that that's creating is just crazy. Plus the fact that if the RCD was tripping, then there was obviously a reason for it, and instead of trying to find that reason, they've just overridden the RCD, and thus the fault is still there somewhere, and probably there's some exposed metalwork which has now become live, and someone could get a shock and be killed. So really the danger level here is really super high. Let me know in the comments what you would do. How would you code this if you found it? What would you do? I mean, if it was me, I would isolate the whole installation so that these tails were then dead, and if I had a spare RCD on the van, I would just go and swap that straight over, and just make it safe immediately. And if I couldn't do that, then I'd issue a danger notification form. But I really wouldn't feel comfortable leaving it like this. It's just absolutely tragic. Although, to be honest, if a customer, if I came to a site and a customer had done something like this, I would want to be running a mile away from ever working for someone like that, because they're really not the kind of customers that you want to be dealing with, people who do dodgy things like this. But it might not have been the customer, it might have been an electrician or some handyman or a builder, or goodness knows who it might have been, but whoever it was, they were really not thinking straight that day, that's for sure. Let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Let's move on to the next one. So number 2 is this bad boy from BC Electrical. Thank you, BC, for sending this one in. So it looks like a garden lighting installation maybe. It's a whisker box which has been installed in the mud outside, and it looks like BC has been busy trying to fault find here, because it seems to me that some water's got into this box and has caused some problems. But just look at the bodge that whoever has done it has created. Basically, instead of terminating the steel wire armoured cables properly, they've just twisted the armouring together in order to create continuity for the armouring. Now, that is just such a bodge. It looks like they've used the grey cores as the earth, so the steel wire armoured cable has an earth within it, but still, what a bodge. It just looks really awful, and the water's got in there because they've not glanded it properly at all. They've just pushed the wires through the holes, so no wonder water's got in to this IP66 box. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Have you found anything like this before? I'd love to hear from you. Let's go to number 3. So number 3 is this one from Chris Ruddock. Thanks, Chris, for sending this one in. So it's a main cutout here, and you can see the tails coming straight out of the main cutout are in fact these old cloth insulated tails, which the insulation has completely perished, and it looks like the one on the right here where you can see some exposed conductor of the cable. That looks like the live conductor. In fact, I think the tape that it's got wrapped around it says L on it, which means it's alive. So you've got exposed live conductive parts accessible to anyone who sticks their hand in the meter box. And yeah, the cable should have been removed donkey's years ago, but whoever installed that cutout has got some serious questions to answer, because that's quite a new cutout. So yeah, let me know what you think about this one in the comments, but I'm really shocked that someone would have changed the cutout and not told them that they needed to rewire the tails to the consumer unit. But yeah, doesn't surprise me. We see some shocking things in this industry. Let's go to number 4. So we've got Colin Dixon to thank you for this. This is some seriously shocking cable zoning here in what looks like a kitchen. So in case you don't know, there are regulations about how to run cables that are concealed in walls. They should be run horizontally or vertically from a socket, outlet or a switch or other accessory. In other words, straight up or straight across to the side, or they should be run within 150mm of the corners of the walls, top corners, side corners. But here they've gone diagonally, which is just a complete disaster, and it looks like here they've ripped out the old kitchen and taken the tiles off, and this is what they found behind it. But yeah, you can see the logic in installing cables vertically and horizontally, because if you're drilling a wall, you should know that, okay, I'm not going to drill directly above that cooker switch because there will probably be a cable there. But if you have cables going diagonally in a wall, you have no idea where they're going to be. You could easily hit them when you're drilling the wall. It's a real big problem. So this looks like a typical kitchen fitter jobby or DIY enthusiast, one of the two. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and if you found anything worse, send me a picture and maybe I'll do a video about it. Next in at number 5 is this absolute classic from Contact Electrical. Thanks Contact for sending this one in. So it looks like someone has decided they needed a fuse box upgrade. And so they've taken out the old YLEX rewirable fuse board. And what have they done? They've used it as a junction box to extend the cables down to their lovely new YLEX plastic, probably 17th edition. No, in fact it looks like 16th edition consumer unit. Yeah, not the best way of doing it. And do you like how they've done those tails connections there? They obviously couldn't find a connector block big enough, so what have they done? Twisted the tails together. I am so shocked that you found this, Contact Electrical. This is absolutely disgusting. I have never seen anything this bad before in my entire career as an electrician, and that is really saying something. I've seen some shocking things. Yeah, I hope you sorted it out for them anyway and put a proper nice consumer unit in. But that is an absolute blinder. Thanks for sending that one in. And at number 6 we have this one from Gully. Thanks Gully for sending this one in. Now this is a little bit deceptive at first because it all looks fairly neatly installed. But Gully told me the story behind this, and basically they've installed it the wrong way around. So they've put the feed in at the bottom. So these fuses are permanently live and there's no way of isolating them. The feed should come into the top and then you can isolate using this isolator switch here in order to replace the fuses, but they've done it the wrong way around. So you've got this permanently live fuses which it's impossible to change without pulling the main supplies cut out, I guess. So yeah, quite dodgy. Thanks for sharing that one, Gully. I haven't seen anything like that before either. And next in at number 7, this one is from Monty Electrics, and it's another corker. Check that one out. I could not believe that someone has done this. Now, either it's a gas engineer who's done this, or it's the electrician, but to be honest, it looks to me... I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think. The pipes look fairly new, so it could be the pipework that's at fault. The consumer unit looks a bit older, but at the same time it does look like the consumer unit lid has just been wedged in there. And it's just so diabolical. And there is a regulation about this, that actually the gas pipes and electricity should not be that close together. I think it's something like 300mm separation gap or 500mm separation gap. Let me know in the comments if you know the reg off by heart. But yeah, what a blinder. Thanks for sharing that, Monty. Coming in at number 8, this is a little series from RW Electrical Services. Thanks for sending this one in. What a shocker. This little board that someone's put in has been done in such a bad way. That armoured gland, what a nightmare. It looks like it's been pulled about, and if we zoom in on the main switch you can see there is barely any copper clamped down in those terminals at all. It's really badly terminated, and it looks like it's either been bent off the wall and pulled out, or it was just never put in properly in the first place. But there is more. Look what they've done below. Oh, doesn't that look like a plasterboard box to you? A dry lining box. So it seems like they didn't have any proper surface boxes or metal clad boxes, so they got a couple of dry lining boxes, screwed them to the wall, and then terminated compression glands into them. And they've done it not just here, but here as well on the other side. They've used this old cooker switch, and they've just... I don't know what they're doing, what it's for anyway. But yeah, they've just done such a bodge. What a nightmare. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for RW Electrical Services once again. Now here at number 9 we have this great little picture from Scott Ruxton. Thanks Scott for sending this one in. And this is what we call rodent damage. If you've never seen it before, this is a classic sign of rats or mice or squirrels chewing on cables. and they seem to love it. Someone once told me there's something sweet in the PVC that they like, and they just love to chew on it. Now, if you look behind, there's some pipe work in the background, so I'm guessing that this was in a kitchen, maybe under a kitchen unit, something like that, and it looks like it's probably rats. But I've seen some really bad rodent damage in lofts from squirrels before. They can do absolute chaos to cables. So if you ever see a cable that looks like it's been nibbled on, like this, I mean, this has been more than nibbled on, it's been properly chewed on, then yeah, beware, there is probably a rodent issue. Let me know in the comments what's the worst rodent damage you've ever seen, and what did you do about it? Did you have to rewire the whole place, or just do a partial rewire? Thanks again to Scott Ruxton for sending that one in. And last but not least, in at number 10 we have this amazing site from SwitchElec. Thanks SwitchElec for sending this one in. And it seems like they've got this old Crabtree C50 consumer unit. Obviously no space for RCDs in there, and maybe they put in an electric shower or something like that. So the clever electrician who installed it thought, well, I need to put RCD protection in, so I know what I'll do. And they've cut away at the metal on the front of the Crabtree consumer unit, taken the 6mm or 10mm, whatever it is, where from, oh yeah, straight from the bus bar. Okay, so straight away we have a major issue here, and just the way it's been installed is an absolute disaster. It's just rubbish. What a bodge up. And then when you look at this, there is no overcurrent protection, it's just an RCD. So it seems like the shower has no overcurrent protection, it only has earth leakage protection, which means that if they overload it, or there's a direct short circuit between live and neutral, the cable will catch fire before anything else happens. Yes, that's right. The cable will catch fire. That's how dangerous these things are. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I did find one like this not so long ago myself. Again, it was for an electric shower. I think that's a bit of a classic, and I upgraded the whole board in the end anyway. But yeah, it's just something that we find more often than you would like, unfortunately.
So that's it for another video. I hope you enjoyed this new format, the 10 worst electrical disasters. If you did, let me know in the comments and I'll try and make another one. Maybe I can do one a month, something like that. I've got plenty more material where that came from, so I hope that was of interest to you. And if you haven't done already, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you're notified when our next videos come out. And please don't forget, check out the Amazon Prime video deal. It's in the link in the description below. It's a great deal. Check it out. Sign up for a free subscription and you'll help the channel. Thanks a lot and have a great weekend.